Aaron. Jesus Christ. Do what? Somebody said, do it, man. Do what? Ah, come on. Don't do that. Get out of there. What's shaking? All of me walking up a flight of stairs. What's shaking with you? How's Franklin? He's fine. He's not in there. I got the door shut right now. Christ almighty. Nova Scotia. Cool guitar. What kind of guitar is it? It is a D'Angelico. Michael, hello. Is what a Jamaican souvenir? Love your channel. Thank you very much. Sup, somebody said. Same shit, different pile. You look familiar. You watch a lot of porn? Gary, hello. Haywood, hello. Okay, Reed. Gator County, Florida, somebody says. Your daughter lives in Chicago. You're getting ready for work. When are you going to do that 200 year? Oh, yeah, I haven't done that yet. My bad. Really enjoy your content. Thank you. Vermont, hello. You hope the Dodgers win. Somebody said he gay. It's not even a full sentence. Fire, bad. Any ice in your area? Very, very little. They're mainly back up by the city. Atwa, hello. You look tired. Are you okay? I've looked tired since like 96. Northern California, hello. Angelino. You're living in Nevada. That's where my wife is currently. My wife is in Las Vegas right now. Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. I've been asking, and so far, no answer. What's your thoughts on queefs in 1972 versus today? I don't know. I was born in 72, so. Where she's staying? I'm not going to announce where she's staying. You were born in Vegas? Yeah, she's out there. She flew out. They flew out this morning. It's Renee, her mother, her sister, her friend, and two of our daughters. They're out there celebrating. My mother-in-law turned 70 this year. Renee turned 50 this year, and one of our daughters turned 21 this year. So all the women are out there celebrating. All those milestones. They flew out they left the house at 2:00 this morning. So She got to the airport about 3, so that meant her flight was probably like 5, 6 o'clock this morning. Rolling papers, cones. They're cones. Yeah, I haven't rolled in a hot minute ever since I've discovered cones and became acquaintances with the owner of Raw Cones. So mild acquaintances. He just hooks me up from time to time. Do you know anything about gardening or hunting? Yeah, I don't know anything about hunting, but we garden every year. We have a prolific garden, and I was a landscaper for 26 years. Fuck Islam. Okay, if you want to fuck people from Islam, then go ahead. Are they going to the Wizard of Oz in the Sphere? I don't know if they are or not. I know that they're going to see like a drag show, and I don't know what they have planned. You know, it's the ladies' weekend out. It's really not for me to be privy to. No, she doesn't really like gambling. They're just going out there to have a good time and celebrate these. She asked her mom, "What do you want to do for your 70th?" And she goes, I've always wanted to go to Vegas." And so then they just pushed it back until October because our daughter turned 21 on September 29th, and so she wanted to go. So that's just no. Drugs are fun until they aren't. Okay. Still deciphering that video of the guy in the football jersey. Yeah, that was kind of fucking weird, wasn't it? God damn, he was fucking hot. Stay awesome. Thank you, Pumpkin Patch. Thank you for making all the videos that you do. I've been very impressed with your algorithm choices. Well, thank you. Thank you. I gotta finish off this old joint first. You know anything about plumbing? No. Somebody says, haven't learned anything new. Are you still even trying to get your TikTok back? No. Nope. They've made their decision, and it is what it is. I'm no longer a TikToker. I'm a YouTuber. And that's also what it is. What do you think about the rental market in apartments in the future? Well, right now it's shit. Excuse me a minute. I need to take some trash out. There you go. What did you think about the Canadian video using Reagan? It was accurate. Reagan said those words. Reagan did not like tariffs. He thought they were a mistake. And then Trump comes out and says, that's a fake. No, it's not a fake. Have you had a dog walker? Yes. Did TikTok ban you for good? My main account, they did. Yes. My backup account, I think I've got 83 or 84,000 followers there. They have not. Yes, apartments are way too expensive. They are, it's out of hand. Price of homes is out of hand. I don't understand how my kids are ever going to own a home. Am I looking for a wife? Nope, I've had one for almost 30 years. What's up, Australia? I'll never understand how anyone can't see the rich are a problem. Uh, Kawag, define rich. Like, at what? How much does somebody have to make a year to be considered rich? Like, at what point do you go, you're the fucking problem? Okay, billionaires. Is that it? Like, if you make, if you, I mean, what's an annual income for somebody to be considered rich? I know you're talking about how much somebody has in the billions, but like an annual income. You're looking for a wife? Good luck. Someone with a net worth of 10 million or more. Okay. Hey, mate, it's looking crazy in your country. That ain't no fucking shit. That ain't no shit. 400,000 and up is pretty wealthy. So at 400,000, you would consider somebody rich, or would you consider them like part of the problem with society? Your name is rich and that's it. Well, I mean, it's something, right? $100,000 and you're happy. You can pay your bills and travel. That's all you want. Fair enough. Keep up the good work. Will do. Obscenely wealthy is a net worth of 100 million. Okay. I'm just curious because we're making pretty good money now, and I don't know where we fall in the realm of people who look at folks as rich. So billionaires and multimillionaires are the problem. I think the problem is multimillionaires. Rich is billionaire nowadays. Okay. Just checking, just seeing. Is Mom Donnie going to get over 50%? I do not know. Tax the churches, yes. Billionaires should not exist, somebody said, watching from Canada. I always like your commentary and solidarity. Right on. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tax wealth, not work. Pastors with 3 jets is pretty gross. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. That pastor with the Bentley, that's a gross individual. That's a disgusting human being. Hate to say it, but if you live in the Bay Area, millionaire is middle class. Well, that's kind of the point I'm making, right? Or the point I was trying to get to is that where it depends on where you live, because houses are going for regular houses are going for $1 million in San Francisco. So I think it's proportionate, but I'm also a capitalist. I also make a damn good living, and I want to be able to continue to make my money. So smoke one for you. I'm working on it, homie. I'm working on it. I'm going to finish rolling this one. We're going to kill off the last one that I've been working on. And then we're going to put this tray away here. Sounds like he is rolling. No, but he is packing a cone. Cone. I saw that Loggins was pissed at Trump. I didn't see the $900 million lawsuit. Okay, so we rolled a couple of fresh cones. Let's go ahead and put this tray away. Let's finish off the last little fuckers we were working on. California is an ugly country. It's not a country, but and to say it's ugly, I mean, physically speaking, it certainly is not. That's for damn sure. Geographically speaking, it's quite lovely. Why are more people not talking about the fairness doctrine and the impacts on today's society? Hi, what's up? California is damn gorgeous, but it's expensive. Could you talk about Trump's attacks on Venezuela? Oh, we're going into Venezuela. We're going into Venezuela. My guess is we're going to be going into Venezuela relatively soon. We're going to take out the leader in Venezuela, Maduro, and we're going to install a puppet. But we're going into Venezuela. And he said today, he goes, yeah, I just don't think we're going to talk to Congress about it. We're just going to kill anybody that we think is bringing drugs to America. And they're just going to be like dead. We just sent an aircraft carrier there. We're blowing boats out of the water off the coast. We're going into Venezuela. Shout out from Northern California. Yeah, nobody knows how things are going to go. We're in a bit of a fucking clusterfuck right now. What is the real reason we're attacking Venezuela? I don't know. Could be oil, could be some other type of resources, could be because Trump just ever since he's gotten into office the second time, he has been itching to take fucking people out. We've hit Iran, we've threatened to go into Greenland, we've threatened to go into Panama, we've threatened to go into Mexico, we've threatened to go into Palestine. We're hitting boats off the coast of Venezuela. We're moving tactical groups off the coast. He's itching to fucking fight people in his second term. That's the other thing. It could be very easily be a distraction from Epstein. Greetings from the Netherlands. Hello. Good old CIA regime change. Yeah. Damn. It feels like America. It feels like America in the 80s, though. I did a video today that'll air tomorrow on YouTube about Bannon. If it wasn't for our 14-year-old son and my mother-in-law moving so close to us, I would already be looking at homes in either Canada or Costa Rica. But I am going to ride it out here until I cannot ride it out here anymore, which hopefully will be a very long time. Big Red 116. I salute your father, Colt. America in the 80s was amazing. America in the 80s was also selling missiles to Iran to fund Central American freedom fighters. What is this? The Hague needs to slap war crimes on Commander Kankles. It isn't going to fucking matter. Yep, Contras. Oliver North. We sold missiles to Iran and then used the money to funnel weapons to the Contras in Central America. So many indictments came out of that administration. A general strike is never going to work. You're never going to get enough people to make it impactful. It's never going to happen. In my opinion. It worked in the past. Yeah, well, a lot of things are different from the past, in my opinion. In the past, the entire country came together after planes hit the towers in New York. I think if planes hit the towers in New York today, I don't think the whole country would come together. I'm just saying. That's the other problem. Too many people are living paycheck to paycheck to be able to afford to go strike. Dude, I'm digging that Grateful Dead guitar. That's a real life Grateful Dead guitar with the red, white, and blue paint job and the 13-point bolt. It also has the Steal Your Face logo on the head. And then, spoink, these are my minis. Forgive the mess in my office. And as you can see here when we zoom in, the front row here, Jerry, 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 Jerry. There's Bobby's Cowboy. And then I got Eddie Van Halen, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Paul McCartney, Billy Gibbons, so forth and so on. But I have Jerry's minis here too. You get these on Amazon. Do I play? Nope. I don't know how. I just put an acoustic guitar up here to bring a sense of music to the first music wall that I built, and then we got that. Lava lamp. You're goddamn right. There's a lava lamp back there. Yes, I do have a few basses back there too. A guitar bong would be sick. What are your thoughts on Steven Seagal? I used to like Steven Seagal movies back in the day. I haven't watched anything with him in a hot minute. His politics suck. That's for sure. You seriously don't play? I've never learned how. Attention! This live stream has been reported for hateful speech. If the live stream is not ended in 2 minutes, your account will be banned. Hey, YouTube alert system notification. Blow me. Bye bye, alert system notification. Swing back by in 2 minutes and let me know if we're banned yet. Somebody start a countdown clock for 2 minutes and let me know when we hit it, please. Interestingly, I picked up a guitar last month that I've never played before. I strum every day. Right on. I suggested to make. What is this? Do you think it's possible to get 20 million people to stop paying taxes? No. But I do think it's possible to get a handful of Democratic governors to stop sending states' federal taxes to the federal government. I do think that's possible. Your dog was all ears for my whistling. They can't arrest all of us. Watch them. Watch them send the military in. Does YouTube care what we say in the chat? A lot less than TikTok cares, but they still care to a degree, yes. You certainly cannot talk about medical misinformation, that's for sure. They will ban your ass, which is why I do very few medical videos anymore. We got to be at 2 minutes by now, right? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and banned. No, we're not there yet. Shit. Fuck. Enjoy your content as much as I recover from my 5 broken bones. Jesus. Jesus, Mary, and motherfucking Joseph. What are you doing out there? Do you think there will be violence at some point? I fear there will be. Have we gotten to 2 minutes yet? Guys, keep tapping the screen below this like number up or this thumbs up number. It's at 79. Let's blow that up. All right, I'm calling it. It's got to be 2 minutes by now. I thought my account was going to be banned by then. Oh well. Think ICE will arrest the chat for making fun of them? ICE can kiss my fucking ass. Yep, here we are. What are you going to do? Do you think there will be a civil war? No, I don't. ICE is just another word for Proud Boys. I mean, they're the same people, that's for sure. Yes, I did hear about the incredibly unfortunate news for Darren Bailey and his family. That is just absolutely horrific. Listen, I dislike Darren Bailey's politics tremendously, and I hope he loses the gubernatorial race by 174,000 points. But nobody deserves to have that happen to him. I can't imagine the devastation going on in that family right now. Glad to be part of your live. Thank you very much. What happened? Darren Bailey, the guy who lost, who was the Republican candidate for governor in Illinois the last time and lost to Pritzker, and who's the leading candidate to get the nomination this time around to lose against Pritzker again. Tuesday or Wednesday night, his son, his daughter-in-law, and two of his grandchildren, I believe age 12 and 7, died in a helicopter crash in Montana. The third child, the youngest child, wasn't with them in the helicopter and is okay. And I don't know if Darren Bailey has any other children or any other grandchildren, but at the end of the day, politics aside, Darren Bailey and his wife got a phone call that said, your son, daughter-in-law, and two of your grandchildren under the age of 12 all perished in a fucking helicopter crash. At that moment, you got to put politics aside and say, dude, man, I don't even know what to say to you. Because I, as a father and a grandfather, I cannot imagine getting that phone call. I'm presuming they were on vacation in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, they were in a helicopter and it went down. His son, daughter in law, 12-year-old grandchild, and 7-year-old grandchild all died. So, anyway, I can't fucking imagine it. Oh, his son was a helicopter pilot? Interesting. Uh, listen, if there was a Democratic presidential candidate that said, "Listen, if I get into the White House, I'm going to tear down that Schittler ballroom and restore the East Wing," instant vote. No, no parent should have to bury their child. I certainly hope I never have to. I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. I have not seen the video about a Canadian NICE agents. Somebody had mentioned a lot of helicopter crashes recently. I don't know if there have been or haven't been, but I mean, we've lost some good people in some helicopter crashes, haven't we? Kobe, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Much love from Pittsburgh, the greatest sports city in the United States of America, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, boys and girls. You got to remember the years aren't just running on borrowed time. What happened where, Space? You- 'Cause- 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 got any dough. Jesus Christ. Love your clips, brah. Keep them up. Keep up the fight. Will do. Speed. Will do. 25 new videos every day. That's what you get here. At least that's what you're getting right now. That's what I've been able to do for a few months now. 25 new videos a day. I just appreciate someone my age is doing the talking. I assume that you're a Gen Xer like me. You enjoy my content while getting ready for work. Right on, man. Here's the deal. I started doing this because I retired and I like doing it. And so I did it for years for free. I didn't monetize it. I just did it because I liked it, predominantly on TikTok. And then all of them fucking people showed up. 1.5 million motherfuckers showed up. And I started putting videos over here on YouTube. And then they took my 1.5 million video account, follower account away on TikTok. And I've been hammering here on YouTube for about a year now. And you guys have made the difference. Literally made the difference. The YouTube audience has been extraordinarily generous, extraordinarily kind, extraordinarily open, and the platform does phenomenal revenue sharing. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to keep doing what I was doing for free. You guys keep listening to it. So, you know, is my local community more red or blue? It's predominantly been red. I live in a community of about 14,000 people in the far southwest suburbs of Chicago. And it has predominantly been extraordinarily red. A lot of Trump flags, a lot of Trump signs. People still have Trump 2024 signs in their lawn. But as it grew, you know, we've been here 20 years. As it has grown, it has gotten bluer and bluer. Kind of like your balls. Anyway, and so there are definitely, we have 14,000 in our town, then there's a sister town right next to us. We share everything, and so combined there's like 25,000, and it is definitely very red. However, our sister town right next door to us, Manuka, where we go to their high school, they go to our park district, so forth, so on. You'll know the guy that's from Parks and Recs is from there. The guy with all the great sayings. Bring me all the bacon and eggs you have. John Fugelsang wants me to come on his show. I'll believe that when I see it. No offense. Did you do the No Kings protest? No, we were doing family stuff that day. Ron Swanson, there you go. Why don't more Americans vote? It's a damn good question. It's a damn good question. Anyway, that guy, Ron Swanson, he's from the sister town. His dad's the fucking mayor over there, Nick Offerman. Yep. You see Nick Offerman on with Stephen Colbert talking about the local events in the town of Manuka the other day, like a week ago. That's all real. That town's real. All those events are real. They're all right here. What do you think about Trump's health? Listen, he's old. He's out of shape. He's going to have some problems. Do I think he's dying? No. We dealt with my father's congestive heart failure for years, and we've come to learn what to look for, what not to look for, what to kind of disregard, and what to focus on. And he shows signs of having at least some type of heart failure, congestive heart failure. However, quite possibly a form of congestive heart failure that is easily treated through medication. Remember, he's the president of the United States and a very rich white man. He has access to quite literally the best medical care on the planet. Yes, he does look rough. He's been looking rougher and rougher. I'd say that the likelihood of him making it through the entirety of the remainder of his term is a 50-50, coin toss at this point in time. Having said that, you then get JD Vance. Okay, so then J.D. Vance automatically becomes the nominee in 28. And what do we get that's better, and what do we get that's worse with J.D. Vance? Well, what we get that's better is J.D. Vance isn't going to govern the way Trump governs. He's not going to govern by tweet. He's not going to fire people on social media and get into more and more Twitter spats like Trump would. He'll get into some. He's already gotten into one with Harry Sisson, but that kind of insanity will die down. But what you get from Vance is a farther right fundamentalist than Donald Trump, and a farther right fundamentalist that actually understands how our federal government works. So he's probably going to be a lot more effective at getting shit passed than Trump will. Live in Missouri on assistance due to kidney and liver failure. Got letter from state 2 days ago showing who is getting cut because of the BBB. Yeah, the states are already starting to send those letters out, and it's going to be unpleasant at best. It's going to be unpleasant at best. There are going to be a whole lot of people that are not going to have medical care, and a whole lot of people that aren't going to have food. A hungry mob is an angry mob. Just saying. Yes, Vance has taken more vacations than anybody I could even imagine. More than Trump. At one point in time, he had like 8 vacations in the first 7 months. I think is what you might have said those numbers. That's crazy. Midnight says that they love the way I explain things. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can be very condescending, though. I talk condescending to people who are idiots. Do you think Trump's going to try to rig/cancel the midterms? Yeah. Something. He's already sent poll watchers to some states for the upcoming November elections this year. Ugh. Hey yourself there, Cheshire Emily. What are you going to do without EBT, Tom? I don't know. I've never been on EBT. Thanks for the answer. You're welcome. You love Bernie? Okay. There will be military at polling places. I'd bet money on it. Will there be more voter intimidation than last time? You can bet your house on it. Your explanations help me with the people I live around here in Ruby Red, Texas. Thank you. I appreciate that. Legend, thank you for that 100, whatever that gift was there. Miami-Dade and Broward counties have over 100% voter turnout last election. What's your current favorite TV show to watch? I have not watched TV in probably 2 years. Do you think Trump will try to undo more constitutional amendments? Does Dolly Parton sleep on her back? What do you think of the Doug Ford commercial? I think it's spot on. Those were Reagan's viewpoints on tariffs. Any chance DeSantis runs for president again? Oh, yeah, he's young. He's definitely going to throw his hat in the ring a few more times. How are you feeling about Bears winning 4 in a row now? I don't give a shit. I'm not a Bears fan. $1.99. Oregon Organic Productions comes in with the first tip of the night, the first donation at $1.99. Could I pay you to be a Trump supporter? Nope. Sorry, you can't. Reagan was the beginning of the end. He was the beginning of what we're currently going through, that's for sure. Who will win the rat race and have nothing change? Let's see. Ooh, nobody likes him, says Kawag. I hate having Doug Ford as a premier. The commercial making Trump supporters. Yes. Yet Reagan would hate Trump. Yes, he would. Reagan wouldn't even be a Republican today. What political party are you a part of? I've never been a registered anything, but I identify as a Democrat. Have for years. We will have to fight this fight at the polls. You're going to have to fight it at the polls. You're going to have to fight it in courtrooms. It's going to be fought all over the place. Are you religious? No, I am atheist. My wife believes all of our children have been baptized, but I am an atheist. Why specifically are you a Democrat? Because only one of two people is going to win, the Democrat or the Republican. It's never going to be the Libertarian. It's never going to be the Green Party. It's never going to be a write-in candidate. I live in reality. One of those two people are going to win. And of those two political parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, while they both have incredible flaws, while they both seek power and money, one of them is a full-on fascist party right now, and that's the Republican Party, and the other one at least tries to help the American public in the form of fighting for a minimum wage that's livable, fighting for expanded health care access, fighting to get kids lunches in schools and have women be able to make medical decisions on their own. So, yeah, that's why I'm a Democrat. I'm a Democrat because if you are going to do something in your life that I don't agree with, it's not my place to tell you you can't do it. That's why I'm a Democrat. Because a Republican says, I don't believe in abortion, so therefore you can't get an abortion. A Democrat says, I don't believe in abortion, but it's not my place to tell you. A Republican says, I don't believe in gay marriage, so therefore you can't get married to somebody of the same sex. A Democrat might say, I don't believe in gay marriage, but it ain't my fucking place to tell you who you can marry. That's why I'm a Democrat. Because no matter what you and I disagree on, it ain't my fucking place to tell you how to live your fucking life. We need overarching laws that protect the society as a whole. And then when it comes to individual freedom, I believe in you do you, and I'm going to do me. Here's the deal. Let me just fucking lay it out for you, okay? I'm as heterosexual as they come, okay? My asshole is exit only. I am never going to try Wang. Never going to happen. But it is not my place to tell you you cannot go marry somebody of the same another guy. If you're both consenting adults and nobody is harming anybody else, I don't give a fuck if 9 different people decide to enter into a relationship. Don't fucking care. It's none of my fucking business. If you're pregnant, if you're somebody who's pregnant and you want to do something to your body to terminate that pregnancy, it is not my fucking business what you do. If you want to start a business selling red, white, and blue plastic penises, start a business selling red, white, and blue plastic penises. If you want to own and carry a gun, own and carry a gun. I'm a Democrat because I don't believe in telling you what you should do with your life. I'm a Democrat because I believe in saying, hey, we should all adhere to these rules and laws overarching to make sure everybody's protected and everybody's safe. But then from there out, we need to have freedom. And the Republican Party is not about freedom. The Republican Party is about telling you what you can and can't do. You can't have that medical procedure. You can't read that book. You can't teach that lesson. You can't marry that person. That's why I'm not a Republican. Not to mention the fact they just seem like they got a fucking stick up their ass. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are secretly crashing Grindr and having, according to some people that have actually served in Congress, these cocaine-fueled sex parties. But then when it comes to your public persona, you're this tight ass with a fucking Bible in hand. Come on, loosen the fuck up, man. I'm going to be part of the party that's going to openly smack. I want to be part of the party where the candidate for the New York mayor's race is asked, have you ever purchased anything from a legal dispensary? And what was it? And he goes, yeah, I purchased marijuana from a legal dispensary. That's what. It's an interesting question. What is my favorite David Bowie song? I do not know. Can we all build something together or help plant trees or other plants? I need help with the hydronic. I mean, I don't know that people in this room are necessarily going to be able to help you because they don't like live by you and shit. You know what I mean? Rocket man, make Argentina great again. Yeah, we seem to be. We're propping up their economy with $40 billion infusion of American taxpayer funds, and we're going to start buying their beef. Like I said, there will be a Trump hotel and casino in Argentina in the next 4 years. He doesn't do shit like this for no reason. What good does it do? Ground control to Major Tom. I always loved Left's Dance. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? I don't know that I could name a Taylor Swift song. I could probably identify one if somebody tells me, hey, that's Taylor Swift. Okay, I've heard that song before, but I don't know that I could name one. All your talk is for nothing? I don't even know what that means. What up, Mr. Powell? Bro is blocked, somebody said. You have 218 people watching me. Yeah, we used to get some really big rooms over on TikTok back in the day, 1,000, 1,500, fluctuate between like 800 and 1,300 on the constant. I like the more intimate room. You know, listen, the chat still moves by quickly at 207 people in here, but you have an opportunity to see and respond to more people. You know what I mean? You lean left Dem, but the trans restroom is a no go. Huh? What? What are we going to do if SCOTUS does away with the Voting Rights Act? You're going to lean on Democratic governors to try and even the scales out in blue states. I was an atheist before it got cold at Occupy and I got excluded for violence. Wow, there are just a lot of people just saying a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean? I personally don't give a fuck who uses the same bathroom as I do. Exactly. What I don't understand for the life of me is why so many people on the conservative right in the United States of America have sexual thoughts in bathrooms. I've never once thought about a sexual in a scenario or encounter in a public bathroom, but they seem to think about it all the fucking time. I Is there just like insane amounts of fucking going on in public bathrooms in rural America? Uh, yes, and people's minds are darkest places. Maybe because they're not getting any. You've been watching the World Series. Hey, no worries, man. I mean, fuck. Uh, what is this? It's all lies. We need the boogeyman. Republican fair. My land is next to St. Christine's. Um, Sup, Nova Scotia. You in here? Somebody says, "Do I grow my own?" No, I do not. In the state of Illinois, if you have, if you're consuming for recreational purposes, you can possess and buy up to 1 ounce, and you can grow zero plants. It was one of the negotiations that were made to appease some of the opponents of the bill. If you have a medicinal card in Illinois, you can purchase or possess up to 2 ounce, and you can grow 5 plants. Somebody wants to do the wave in the comment section. I don't know how that would work. Anybody into video games? No. I hear Illinois has terrible dispensaries, though. I know. I mean, we have quite lovely dispensaries, chock full of options. But this comes from my guy's garage, so that's my dispensary. Yep, just like anybody else, I got to go to somebody and what's up, dude? You got that for me? Right on. Okay. Hey, Tom, are you familiar with deism? I am a deist, and I think it's a perfect religion for me. I can't say as I've done a whole bunch of reading on deism. Oh, Ohio has high dispensary prices. Well, that's why I get my shit from my guy's garage. Because I mean, yes, we do have lovely dispensaries, but damn, that shit is. Illinois dispensaries are beautiful, stocked, carry many options, but Illinois dispensaries are awfully proud of their shit. My friend tells me that Canada, he lists his job in the water. How about Doug Ford's ad for Americans? We talked about that. Do you guys have fairs that you can purchase? You mean like at a carnival or something? North Carolina has no dispensaries. I heard it's super expensive, like Trump's wife. Did you see any whales while you took your trip to Alaska? Yes. When we did the cruise to Alaska, there was one stop, Ketchikan, where we did not book an excursion. We just took the day to walk around town, explore, and shop. There was another port in which we used that as a stay on the boat and swim in the pool day, because then when everybody else goes in town, the pool's fucking empty. In one stop, we took a gondola ride to the top of a mountain, and then did like this scenic tour at the top of the mountain. And in another stop in Juneau, we did a whale watching tour, followed by an Alaskan salmon bake in the woods. So when we were on the whale watching tour, I did videos about them. They're on YouTube here under travel content. We got to see quite a few whales, and a few of them rather close to the ship, so the boat that we were on. So that was a pretty fun experience. We also got to see some orcas off the deck of the ship as we were cruising along. Yeah, pretty cool. When we did the cruise out of New Orleans that went to Mexico, we got to see a decent number of dolphins going through the Gulf. That was pretty cool. We just rebooked that very same cruise, but that my wife and I took that without the kids. We booked that same cruise for next summer, and we're taking our son, our daughter, and my mother-in-law. So that one will be out of Miami this time though, and it'll go to the same spots. It'll be two sea days, one stop in Belize, one stop in Honduras, and two different stops in Mexico. So we just booked that fucking today's Friday, yesterday. Aloha right the fuck back at you. Aloha right the fuck back at you. How did you like Belize? So when Renee and I went, we used Belize as our stay on the boat day. We didn't do shit in Belize. This time we will do, because we have the kids with us. We went to a beach in Honduras. In Cozumel, Mexico, we did a tacos and tequila pairing, where this tequila company takes a group of about 20 or 30 people, and they teach you how to make tortillas, and they teach you about the different proteins that you're going to eat in these three different types of tacos, and then they pair different tequilas with them, and they teach you how to make how they make the tequila and whatnot. It's a big way to get you to buy tequila. And then when we stopped in Costa Maya, Mexico, we went and saw some Mayan ruins. There's another set of Mayan ruins that we can go see in that same stop when we got the kids. So we might do that. There's definitely got to be a beach in there somewhere. And somewhere, I don't know if it's in Honduras or if it's in Belize. There's a place where you can go like hang out, touch, and like interact with sloths. And I'm trying to find that right now so I can get that booked because the kids would like that. Yeah, you're going to Alaska in 27 when the Denali Road is open again. Cozumel right after the hurricane in like 23 was business. My ex is Filipina. We went on vacation once. Did you see Darren Bailey lost his family in a helicopter? Yeah, Sherry. By the way, hello, Sherry. Welcome in. We do have quite a bit of trolls. Hit him whenever you feel like it. We talked about Darren Bailey and the horrific accident that took his son, daughter-in-law, and two grandchildren from him. About to take a fat bong rip in honor of you. Thank you. As a matter of fact, I'm about ready to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Holy shit. I didn't realize there was this much of a haze in this office. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I gotta feed the cats. Give me 1 minute. But seriously, there's a heavy. If you grew up in the 70s, like I did, every house that you went to, damn near, but definitely every holiday event that you ever attended, there was a fucking haze of smoke that hung in the house. And because I don't have the window open and the fan blowing the air out, I'm closed up in here right now. It's hanging heavy. All right, where are we at? Sorry, missed a whole bunch of that. Had to take a squeege. Had to feed the cats. Where were we? Burritos or gorditos? Burritos. Get you a humidifier. You're hotboxing your office. Yes, I do sometimes hotbox the office, but it's my office. And I love it. Your new gig bag arrive? What is sad as fuck? Jacob. JD Vance is dressing as Chucky for the White House Halloween party. Gen X was part of his test for kids. Yes. You're in Miami. I cruise out of Miami next summer. When did you start smoking the green stuff? Quite literally 40 years ago this year, at the age of 13. The White House being demolished, indeed. Uh, no, he's not going to put a McDonald's in his ballroom, but it's definitely going to be named after him. You better believe that. Sorry about the Cubs. Congrats on the Colts. Thank you. Appreciate it. Is Miami a blue city? I think it's still a blue city. Houston is still a blue city. Well, welcome in 2108. Yeah, if they believe that ballroom is well, here's the deal. It is going to be funded by a lot of companies who are basically buying a piece of the White House. Wayne says 72, 4 kids, all solid Democrats. I am 53, 4 kids. I have a 35-year-old that is so far left of me that it makes me look like Ronald Reagan. I have a 24-year-old that is liberal, but the most conservative of my children for sure. I have a 21-year-old daughter who believes that the country will be right and just when we have an all-female Supreme Court and a female president. And I have a 14-year-old who is still developing his opinions. So, yeah, I don't have a MAGA in the group. Lahaina? Lahaina? What? Huh? All the big cities like Miami, Louisville, Houston, etc., are blue despite being in red states. Yes, cities are typically blue, even if they are in red states. Typically, there are some cities that are run by Republicans, but do others in your family smoke? Yes. Moms know best. Somebody said. What do you call someone that is socially liberal but fiscally conservative? Fucking unicorn these days would be my guess. Luckily, I'm in a blue state. I'm in a red state, and it sucks. I just keep thinking that the ballroom will be a combination of NASCAR and blazoned with sponsored vibe and fake gold empire look. Oh, it's going to look so fucking cheesy. A libertarian is usually a Republican that doesn't want to say they're a Republican. The guitar is art. I have no idea how to play the guitar. I've never learned how. That's why it's hanging on the wall. That's art to me. I would have to go look at which cities are actually run by Republicans. I don't have those names off the top of my head. Sorry, Watchdog. I have not read about that gambling arrest. I saw who was arrested, and god damn, but I have not read the details about it. Are you, or are you more of an air drummer type, huh? I air play both of those instruments because I don't know how to play the real ones. Who is your favorite football team? No, it is most definitely not the Bears. Are you in Indiana? No, I am not. You strike me as a desk drummer. You have been struck incorrectly. Colts are pretenders this year? Maybe, maybe not. That they're putting a hell of a good pace on early so that if they stumble late, they've already run up the score. You know what I mean? They're, I don't know. We'll see. I'm quite pleasantly surprised. That is a lot of skulls. Yes, it is. My family are all Trump conservatives, and I'm the black sheep of the family as a liberal. That does suck. That does suck. Sorry to hear that. Maybe he will cover the walls with photos of himself and Epstein to evoke nostalgia for days gone by. No, but there will be something on that building that's like put in concrete or something so that you can't take it off that has his fucking name on it. I guarantee it. Skeletor approves of those skulls. You are the only family I have left. I live in Florida, but in a bluish area. His name's going to be on every wall. How's your fundraising? Oh, $250 so far. Somewhere in that range. It's all in the box over there. Did you know John Wayne Gacy? No, no. Considering I was a preteen boy when that happened. And how the fuck would I know John Wayne Gacy anyway? What the fuck? Tom, why do you advocate so hard for the legalization of cannabis? Because of fucking questions like that. Tom, you're from Chicago. You mean you didn't hang out with Michael Jordan? Tom, you're from the Chicagoland area. How is it that you and Tony Esposito didn't picnic together? Yes, it is legal where I'm at. I'm in Illinois. I'm in the suburbs of Chicago. I'm outside the third largest city in the country, which is blue as fuck, in a state that's blue as fuck, with legalized marijuana, quality social services, professional sports teams, comedy clubs, nightclubs, a Philharmonic, blues clubs, 15,000 restaurants. Park Ridge, nice area. We're in Kistocracy. Anyone in a Taco Tuesday? Well, that went by quickly, didn't it? Jesus Christ. Ohio is not a swing state. Ohio is red now. That Ohio is red for the foreseeable future. How did I become a Colts fan over the Cubs? Well, one's football and one's baseball. I'm fans of both of them. Oh, Colts fan over the Bears. I was a Bears fan when I was a child, and then I grew up and realized that the McCaskey family was turning what should be the flagship team in the NFL into the doormat of the NFL. They are the cheapest family in the history of the NFL. They fucking suck. They have driven the team into the ground over the course of their operating of it. They fucking suck. They were the only team to do away with cheerleaders because it cost too much money. They fucking suck. In the Super Bowl era, every single team that has ever won the Super Bowl has made not a miniature, a replica Vince Lombardi trophy for every player, coach, trainer, everybody on the entire fucking team except for one, the Chicago Bears, because it cost too much money. They fucking suck. So I could not root for the Chicago Bears. I would love to root for the Chicago Bears. I would love to root for the Chicago football team, but not as long as the McCaskies own it. I do, however, have strong family ties to Southwest Indiana, just about 2 hours southwest of Indianapolis. And I moved to Southern Indiana at a period of time when, it was kind of like right in my wheelhouse, the Colts becoming the Indianapolis Colts. And that's how that shit went down. And I've been a Colts fan ever since. I have the horseshoe tattooed on my fucking back. I've got the statues and the helmets and all of that shit. I'm taking my son down to Indianapolis at the end of November to see the Colts hopefully beat the living shit out of the Texans. Anyway, no, not near Evansville. That's way south. But if you take a look at a map of Indiana, you'll see along 41, you'll see Terre Haute and Vincennes, right? And then if you look back to the east inward, you'll see Bloomington. Those three college towns make a triangle. My family's from right in the middle of that triangle. I have never tried Jack in the Box tacos. Dawn, thank you. Do I watch Svengoolie? I mean, I haven't watched Svengoolie in years, but yeah, we used to watch Svengoolie all the time. Yes, the Colts moved from Baltimore to Indy in the middle of the night. It was a dick move. MAGA nipple? MAGA nipple? MAGA nipple. No, I do not like White Castle. Oh my God. You want to talk about giving yourself the trots for days. Ooh. Yeah, I just haven't gotten around to trying them yet. No, White Castle is one of those things that like once a year I go, man, I should get a White Castle, and then I get like 3 double cheeseburgers from White Castle, and I go, oh, no, it's like the candy corn of the fast food world, right? So candy corn comes out once a year around Halloween time, and you're somewhere and you see a bowl of candy corn, you go, look, that looks awesome, and then you take a couple of pieces and you pop them in your mouth, and as soon as that fucking shit wax hits your fucking tongue, you realize why you don't eat candy corn on the regular. It's a very similar situation to the McRib, right? The McRib comes back once a year. It looks savory. It looks juicy. It looks tangy. You see that picture on the side of McDonald's. You go, man, I should get a McRib. And then you get a McRib and you bite into it and you go, oh, wow, that's fucking bad. That's why they don't have it out year round, because it would never fucking last. Do I like tacos? A little bit. A little bit. Berwin. My favorite horror movie? I was always partial to the Halloween series. Indeed, White Castles gives me the trots, something fierce. What are the images being put into the thing by misleading? I'm trying to see what they are. Is it like a cat in a box? Okay, right on. And then what was the other one? A cat in a box. Okay. Uh, I make most of my meals at home, so getting a burger and fries feels like I've eaten a salt lick for an hour. Yeah, see, if you do predominantly food at home, yes. We don't do that much fast food anymore, but we do like to go out to eat. So I like to go to the Mexican restaurant and sit down and have a meal. I like to go, even if it's to a Chili's, to sit down and have a meal or something of that nature. Um, so I like to go out to eat, to sit down and have a meal. You know what I mean? I just want to say, man, I love your work. Well, I thank you very much. I appreciate it. And here's the deal. I'm being very sincere. It's not meant to like sound butter uppish, but without you guys, none of it happens anyway. Because you guys watching the videos for free is what generates revenue for YouTube, and then YouTube shares that revenue with me from my videos, and it's what means we get to keep the lights on. So seriously, we appreciate all of you guys watching the content, absorbing the content. It's why I do lives like this instead of having like a thing to focus on. We kind of just talk. You know what I mean? Of course, dispensaries are overpriced, and they're not just a bit overpriced. They are fucking expensive. Your vids are great. Thanks for those. Help me get by. Thank you very much. Can't go wrong with Mexican food. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Do you like nacho cheese with breadsticks? I'm more of a marinara guy with bread. I prefer, if I'm going to get breadsticks from like a pizza joint, marinara. Of course, everything is overpriced. My wife and I just paid 18 fucking dollars for 2 pounds of stew meat. Not exactly the highest quality cut of meat, and it was from fucking Walmart. Girls Rock, I'm sorry, sends $5 and says you should do a guest spot on Hal Sparks show. Okay, Hal Sparks doesn't know I exist. I'm serious. Have you ever tried venison? Absolutely. We have a marijuana outlet dispensary. An outlet dispensary? Interesting. Love your content. Can't believe I made your live. Right. Yeah, welcome in. I do a live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then I go live randomly like this, impromptu lives. All of my lives that I've done are on my page in the form of videos. You can go back and watch all of those lives if you want to ever just see what old lives were about. But yeah, how you know? Do you ever use THC cartridges or just only real bud? The only time I use a cartridge is if we're going on vacation, and that's what I choose to take because I'm not going to take bud to the airport and risk that shit. So I'll take a cartridge. I don't take cartridges to Jamaica, obviously, because the fucking island is crawling in weed. Um, Excuse me. We'll see what I take when we go eventually go to Europe. You know, we're going to go down to another. We're doing another cruise in next summer down Mexico, Belize, and Honduras. You know, a cart. You know, how you doing, Tom? First time I'm catching you live. Well, welcome in, man. Can you take cartridges on a cruise ship? No. They have a smoking area, and people smoke cigarettes and they smoke vapes. And, you know, you're just another guy smoking a vape in the smoking inspection. That's all. Cubs or White Sox? Cubs. Cubs. Come on. Worst fast food place? Um, Jimmy John's. Have you ever thought of being Santa Claus? I don't know that I can censor my words enough to be Santa. You know what I mean? I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can't drop a few F bombs while talking to the little ones. What do you want for Christmas, Timmy? I want, uh, 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 what is it called? A Red Ryder, 25 shot air range rifle. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gonna shoot your fucking ass. Love the guitar in the background. Thank you very much. Snow, they put you out and won't even know it. Well, maybe you should take a trip to Canada and you won't have to worry about taking Bud across the border. Yes, we were just in Canada for a day, at the end of August. We went into Vancouver. The Alchemist, thank you very much for the $20 donation. Keep fighting the good fight. I shall. Thank you very much for that. We flew into Vancouver for a day, stayed just one night so that we can get on the cruise ship the next day. But definitely want to get up to. I've been looking at like a long weekend that would include like Toronto and Niagara Falls together. So definitely not doing that in the winter. So that's going to be at the earliest next spring/summer/fall. Do you ever face personal threats for being a prominent progressive creator? First of all, I don't view myself as progressives, and actual progressives think that I should be executed. I've been told as such by actual progressives. Do I face personal threats? Yeah, I've had death threats. People have posted images of my house, which I don't really give a fuck about. My house is a matter of public knowledge. But people have posted like satellite images of the house on TikTok and said that I had children locked up in cages in the basement. People threatened to set bombs on my porch. One person said that they left a bomb on my porch and that I should have my kid go get it, and called her out by name. They said they were going to abort my kids with their shotgun. They were going to cut me up and throw me into the river. Yeah, it happens. Here's the thing: the ones that talk about it, they're never going to do it. The person that said that they left a bomb on my porch, that was a fucking teenager. When the FBI, because you got to turn that shit over to the FBI, right? When the FBI made contact with his parents, which was the address that the accounts were originating from, they were quite surprised. The FBI agent told me, to learn that their house was the target of a online terrorist investigation. So, yeah, the ones that are going to talk about it, the ones that actually make a threat, they don't ever do it. It's the ones that never fucking talk about it that are the ones that are actually going to leave it on your porch. Have you ever had bad Mexican food? Yes, it's hard to fuck up Mexican food, but I've had Mexican food that I was like, I don't think I want this again. Specifically, tacos from a taco truck that's relatively local here. It was not good, and I've never been back. Do you know how the U.S. center got so right? Because the right got so far right. Everything's been shifting a little bit more to the right. Should we start getting concerned about Tom? I think his wife is gone. Which Tom? You talking about my wife? You talking about me? This Tom? My wife's in Vegas, man. She flew out at, fucking whatever, 5, 6 o'clock this morning. She's in Vegas. She's probably at the fucking RuPaul Drag Race show right now, to be honest with you. Shady Maple, the best buffet in America. You lean left. Good evening from Montreal. Is Renee also into Mexican food? Fuck yeah. Bug out bags? I don't know that it's necessarily to that point. Do you like drinking coffee? No, I hate coffee. You're gonna have to be the bachelor this week, eating what the fuck you want. Yeah, it's me and the boy. Me and the boy here in the house. He's chilling out. Tomorrow we've got to run around and do a whole bunch of shit. You were featured on a MAGA video about left-wing extremists who failed to mourn Charlie Kirk. Yeah, send me that video. I'd love to see it. uh, so I can do a video about it, telling them how much I still don't mourn that piece of shit. What's the best cruise you've been on? The one that we're going on again, I think. The one that goes to Mexico, Honduras, and Belize. We got to do a lot of fun shit. The food was great. The ship was fantastic. The shit that we saw and did in Alaska was next level. The other passengers on the ship were kind of shitty to the staff. It was a much older crowd, and there was just a lot of rudeness, and I didn't really particularly care for it. So, thoughts on Cracker Barrel? I mean, I don't have a problem with it. You go in there and get a French toast every now and again, but I mean, rarely, once or twice a year at best. And I think it's been a couple of years since we've been to a Cracker Barrel. I don't hate them, but I don't love them, and I don't really give a fuck. You're gonna roast your own coffee. You want ideas from me on how to save money for you? I don't know your finances, your lifestyle. I couldn't possibly begin to give you financial advice, nor should you listen to financial advice from a stranger online. Have you been to Australia? No, I have not. Is Trump going duck hunting with Dick Cheney? I don't believe so, considering they fucking hate each other. Any plans for Halloween? Yeah, my son is going as Jesus Christ. No shit. And we're gonna hang with friends and have some food while the kids go out and trick or treat. Do the thing, you know what I mean? Can you move into my basement? Negative, Ghost Rider. Yeah, he's got the long white robe and then the red sash and the big beard and the hair. Yeah. Stop eating out. Unplug electric items when not in use. Put plastic on your windows over the winter. This person's coming up with a whole bunch of ways to save money. You think Aaron Pendergraph gets his cocaine from Don Jr.? Holy shit, I haven't heard that name in like a week and a half. Ever since I blocked him and I said, I'll talk to you when you actually get the balls to sue me. Fuck. No, probably not from Don Jr. Aaron is much, much lower class than Don. Do you ever chat with with the other podcasters like Texas Paul or Tennis Room Brandon? I'm mutuals with both of them on TikTok. I don't think I've ever spoken to either one of them. I had Hawk on my podcast. I had Nate Petrosky on my podcast. I was then subsequently on Nate Petrosky's podcast. I was on Unlearned 16's podcast. I was on about a half a dozen podcasts. There are links on my website, oldhippiemedia.com, link in bio. I figured I was going to put on a green shirt and go as Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Everyone calls me that. Well, there you go. Why did you drop out of school and do you regret that? I hated school. I don't learn well in an environment like that. And there was nobody to tell me no. I was living on my own. So I left. Do I regret it? No, I don't. Everything that I have ever done over the course of my 53 years on this planet, good or bad, has led me to the place where I am today. And I love the place that I am today. So I don't regret any of the things that I did, good or bad. Yeah, asking me if I like tacos is like asking yourself if you need to breathe. Yes, I like tacos. The Jays just tied the Dodgers 2-2, says Frisk. Apparently, it was having sound issues. You went quiet. Okay. How's ice here? like in my immediate area, very, 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 very minimal. And the next town over, it's so minimal. It's almost uh, you can't even tell. It's very isolated incidences. In Chicago, heavy. Uh, yes, I support prop. Do I garden? Yes. No, I didn't make fun of somebody that dropped out of community college. You're misunderstanding. I was talking about Charlie Kirk, who was a community college dropout. And people talk about Charlie Kirk like he's the most intelligent man to ever walk the face of the earth, that he is the next coming of something. But he wasn't. He was a community college dropout that had to debate college kids in order to make himself look good. And he wasn't even very good at that. He had a podcast that he started that was somewhat popular, but that was it. That's all he ever did. And they put him on this pedestal in a very creepy fashion, very cult like. You love, or love from Scotland, somebody says. Charlie Kirk dies and maggots have parades. Jane Goodall passes is not even a peep. We need publicly funded campaigns. Everybody gets the same amount of money and airtime. It could be like an American Idol elimination system. Pedestals were made to be kicked over. Kirk wasn't good. He said all those things to get famous. Kirk in a debate said that he would basically force his daughter to have a kid if she got pregnant due to rape. Yep, he did. I read an article saying that the government has emergency funds to support SNAP. Yes, they do have emergency funds to support SNAP. Hang on. And then it's illegal to not give out the. I don't know about that. Oh, I talked about Ted Nugent a whole bunch of times over the years on my podcast episodes. Oh, he's fucking crazy. He's so fucking crazy. Yeah, Kirk was just an abhorrent piece of shit. So if there's a group out there that doesn't like the fact that I refuse to mourn Charlie Kirk, uh, they can figure out how to scroll because I'm not going to start learning how to mourn that sack of shit anytime soon. What is this? If the U.S. keeps going the way it is, we will be happy. Heavy snow. Why do you think people like Bernie? What? Oh, why do people like? I don't know why the cultish devotion to Bernie Sanders. Uh, I've never heard of any of that 2007. Thoughts on Olive Garden? Man, I haven't been to a fucking Olive Garden in what, 30 years? How? I don't even know. What concept in life you still don't understand? A whole bunch of shit. You mean there's just like one thing in life that you haven't grasped yet? Because I'm way behind then. I haven't read anything about the details of the gambling scandal yet. I don't know what the solution to the government shutdown will be. Listen, here's the bottom line. The Republicans don't even need to blow up the filibuster for everything. They can literally set a rule to blow the filibuster up for just this bill. And they don't want to do it, which tells me they want this to remain closed. I don't know, Watchdog. I don't know. Semis are. That semi was downshifting on the highway. Chuck Schumer doesn't have the power to shut the government down, but I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night, man. Chuck Schumer is the minority leader. He doesn't have the power to shut the government down. I just don't understand how they don't feel bad for lying all the time, because they don't think they're lying. They don't believe it. Would I consider the older millennial a troll or something else? He's an opportunistic conservative. He started out doing his TikTok started out doing dating advice. And that's what he started out doing, but nobody wanted to fucking watch it. So he figured out he could say really crazy, outlandish, divisive things to the idiots in his party, and that's what he's been doing ever since. And he's out there making his money doing it. I'm making money doing social media as well, but I prefer to make my money by telling people the truth, being honest, and not spreading propaganda, hate, lies, racism, misogyny, homophobia. So is he a troll? No, he's just a piece of shit. He's an opportunistic piece of shit who figured out his niche. No, I haven't watched Reagan dissing Trump in an AI format. Should we feel compassion for MAGA farmers? No. No. Should we help them? Probably. Should we feel compassion for them? Absolutely not. How long have you been making videos? Since December of 2020. How long have I been making content? In the written format on formats like Facebook, 17, 18 years, however long it's been. On Twitter, several more years than I've been doing videos. But yeah, I started doing video content December of 2020. Tom, what's the best book you've ever read? The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. I also don't do a lot of reading, so you know what I mean? I read a lot of articles, I read a lot of studies, things like that. You know what I mean? Doug Ford is running ads on the World Series. Jesus Christ. I'm glad I don't have any kids, this person says, especially a daughter, white conservative men. Yeah, I can understand that. You like my shirt? IDs? Do you believe anxiety over demographic changes explains Trump's appeal to white Americans? Yes. So there are different groups of people that support Donald Trump for different reasons, but it's usually based in some form. This group of people hates Mexicans, and Trump hates Mexicans. And this group of people hates women, and Trump hates women. And this group of people hates Muslims, and Trump hates Muslims. And so I think the commonality within Trumpism is shared hatred. It's just, who do you hate that Trump hates that you guys can find common ground with? The best book I've read was Gary Bishop, How to Unfuck Yourself. I'm reading The Godfather right now. Somebody said it's super gripping. I'll need to watch the movie after I finish it. Ooh, you've never watched The Godfather? It's the single greatest movie ever made. I just looked up. We're at $26.98 worth of donations. Thank you very much for that. 211 likes. If you guys could tap the fucking screen, that would be greatly appreciated. You like my short videos? I appreciate that, but it's my long videos, my 3-minute or longer videos that actually pay the bills. So if you guys could watch those, that would be fucking appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I would really love it. I really would. I am going to get out of here momentarily, though, just to give everybody a heads up. How will the U.S. recover from this? I have absolutely no fucking idea. My guess is it's going to be some therapy, copious amounts of cannabis, as much intercourse as humanly fucking possible, and some new laws surrounding what people can and can't do in the highest office of the land. I'm 27. I started following you since 21 when I got my own apartment. I listen to your videos almost every day. Wow. Jesus, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Love your videos and I watch them all. See, I'm more of a movie guy. Like, I'll watch Stephen King's movies. Do I think Trump wears diapers? I think there's a very good possibility that that's a reality. You've watched hundreds of my videos. Well, you are most definitely helping keep the lights on because, like I said, that's what pays the bills right now. That's what pays the bills. So, why can't we sue Trump? Well, if there's some type of standing that you have to sue Trump, you can. If you have standing and you have the resources to do so. Love your videos, watch them all the time. Thank you very much. What are your thoughts on the Electoral College? It's an antiquated system that needs to be done away with immediately. We elect everybody by a popular majority. We elect governors by a 50+1. We elect senators by a 50+1. We elect members of the House of Representatives by a 50+1. We elect county board members, town board members, mayors, school board members, township board members, all of it by 50+1. Hell, you elect the president of your HOA and your PTO by a 50+1. But when it comes to the president, we have to have this antiquated system. Oh, it's horrendous. Liberal ableism. Expand on that, please. We also put through state questions by 50+1. Yep. I think we should have a multi-party system with proportional representation and nationwide popular vote for presidency by abolishing the Electoral College. I agree. The problem is, in order to do away with the Electoral College, you need a constitutional amendment. In order to get a constitutional amendment passed, you need to have a bill that's passed by 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, signed by the president, and ratified by 38 states. That is never going to happen on a constitutional amendment doing away with the Electoral College. What do I think about Trump saying he cleaned up DC in 12 days? I think Trump's an idiot. Literal, not liberal, but plenty of liberals are ableist. I thought you were saying something that was said in here was ableist. I don't know if I missed something or not. We need a third party? No, we need a third, fourth, fifth, and sixth party. We need for one of the two major parties to splinter into, preferably the Republican Party. Once that happens, the other party will splinter into in a short period of time, and we will wind up with 5 to 6 viable options every election. Oh, the Trump wears diaper. I'm not trying to shame Trump. I was asked if I thought he did. I've never done a single video about whether or not Trump does or does not wear diapers because it's irrelevant. If he's old and he has to wear diapers, then he's old and he has to wear diapers. I'm more concerned with what he does as president than whether or not he needs to wear diapers. Somebody asked if he did, and I said, yeah, I think he probably, there's a high chance that he can, or that he does, but, I mean, that has no, it's the same reason why I dislike very much when people call Greg Abbott Hot Wheels. Greg Abbott is a rancid piece of shit, and his politics are vile, but he's in a wheelchair through no fault of his own. There was an accident, and he couldn't do anything about it. And so when people call him Hot Wheels, all it does is it allows the people with the shitty politics to get off of their shitty politics and go, well, look, they're making fun of the fact that he's in a wheelchair. And then we're not talking about the shitty politics. And a fucking tree could fall on anybody in the Democratic Party and they could wind up in a fucking wheelchair. So I really dislike people calling Abbott Hot Wheels. I really dislike when people use the word like fucktard or republitard or something of that nature, because a it shouldn't be said. B, it's insulting, but more importantly, I think, not maybe more importantly, from a political standpoint, it takes the conversation off of the shitty politics. And now we're not talking about the fucking shit that they're doing that's horrific. What? We have a spammer in the chat? Okay, sorry. Well, he's gone now. What's my podcast called? I haven't done a podcast episode in months. You can catch up on my old podcast episodes. I did two. Trying to figure out how to bring one of them back. The one I'm trying to figure out how to bring back, and the one that has the most episodes to catch up on, is called The Second Half with Tom Powell, and it is available on Spotify. The other one is called Off Topic. The second half was every Friday, and it was just me talking about the news of the week. Off Topic with Tom Powell was every other Tuesday, and it's where I interviewed other guests. And all of those videos, the other podcast is only audio. All of those videos of my interviews are right here on YouTube in the Off Topic with Tom Powell category. You got to scroll all the way back to the beginning to catch them, and there's a lot of scrolling to do there. But I interviewed a lot of people. I interviewed a NASA flight director. I interviewed V from Under the Desk News, Walter Masterson, Pinky Patel, Nate Petrosky. My wife was an interviewee on one of them, a Chicago historian, an old school radio DJ, just all kinds of fucking people. I got a chance to interview. It was really cool shit. Would you go on the JRE? What's the JRE? To a degree, I have followed the Kilmar stuff. Oh, the Joe Rogan experience? Joe Rogan doesn't know I exist, and he would have absolutely no reason to bring me in. I mean, if he asked me, I would probably go talk to him, but I mean, there's no fucking way in hell he's ever going to. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm just some fucking schmuck on YouTube. I'm a Nebraskan. Yes, Nebraska is unicameral. What? Am I? Hmm? Unpopular opinion, state reps should only make what their constituents make on average. If they want more money, they have to help raise the. It's an interesting concept. Joe Rogan makes stupid money. Yeah, I'd like to make that kind of money, but I'll tell you, I'm making more than enough right now. More than enough. I'm very happy with where we're at. Uh, why bother debating with MAGAs at all? Isn't arguing with morons a waste of your time? Well, you'll see that I don't do debates. I will do videos telling people they're incorrect with a statement that they've made, pointing out an inconsistency in what it is that their position is, spotlighting flat out lies and propaganda. But you'll see that I don't actually do debates because it's a waste of fucking time. Why are you so wrinkly? I'm old. I'm old and extraordinarily weathered. And yes, old is the proper term for me. There's old, there's senior, and there's elderly, and I'm in the old stage. Largely in the hopes of resolving cognitive dissonance. I have no patience for debates, especially if they're so crazy. Oh, there's a scary fucking ghost that is he burning one? What was that? What was that? Stay strong and spread the word. Heart emoji from Germany. All right, let me see if I can do this in a shitty German accent. And I'm not trying to be insulting, but I'm always trying to practice my accents. What the fuck did he say? Stay strong and spread the word. No, that's not right. Stay strong and spread the word. No, that's not right. All right, stop doing that, Tom. Never debate stupidity with people in favor of it. It was a gift of a ghost on fire. A ghost on fire. Okay. It looked like smoke was coming out of him. I didn't know if he was like, just kind of rounding his edges or something. Could Trumpism have happened without Reagan? Yeah. Somebody said Arnold Schwarzenegger was an embarrassment as a governor. What are my thoughts on people who are anti-Antifa? I think most of them have no fucking clue what they're talking about. You'd rather be in American than a Democrat? Which American do you want to be in? Is there like a specific American that you're looking to enter? Or is it just like any American? Like, can we just go like grab anybody for you? God damn. I got to get this fan going here. So many people are having the day they voted for. Will any lessons be learned, or will they go on voting Republican? Well, let's stop and examine it. Trump had a term before. What did he do in that term? He started unnecessary trade wars and fucked over the American farmer, and they still went out and voted for him. If the Democratic Party splintered, which side would you prefer? I don't. Give me the two sides. You talking about far left and moderate left? I'll be moderate left. I remember your video about how you don't talk to your brother or mother. No, I haven't talked to my brother in almost 30 years, and my mother's been dead for a handful of years. If Bernie Sanders were the Democratic Party's nominee for president in 28, would you vote for him? I don't know. Probably. But I will tell you this. If the Democratic nominee in 2028 is Bernie fucking Sanders, then something went horribly wrong. Your 81-year-old mother is MAGA and you don't talk. That is unfortunate, but I mean, that's happening more and more across the fucking country. People are just fucking done. Have you or will you go see Truth and Treason? I don't know what that is. We've talked about the ballroom a shit ton of times. It's just fucking nuts. But I said like 15 minutes ago I was going to get out of here, and I didn't. So I got to get out of here, guys. I'm sorry. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central. I'm live on YouTube every Tuesday night. Do me a favor and spread my channel to as many of your family, friends, co-workers, neighbors that you possibly can. Help me grow the channel. The channel is how my family survives. We are nothing but grateful to the fact that you guys continue to support the channel by watching the content. That's quite literally how we get paid. You watch the content on YouTube, we get paid. So thank you very, 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 very much on behalf of myself and my entire family, okay? Hasta lasagna, don't get any on you.